Now, we've heard reports of volunteers joining Ukraine's armed defence, but what about their cyber defence, while Ukraine has a volunteer IT army that's fighting back on the cyber front?
Yes, but how serious is the Russian cyber attack threat? And frankly, as well, will it be hitting us anytime soon? Richard Bingley is a cybersecurity expert, and he joins us now. Thank you very much, Richard. Great to have you on the show. Let's just localise it first, OK? Talk about this country, I think. How threatened, I suppose, how worried should we be about the threat of a Russian cyber attack here on home soil?
Well, I think it's been going on for many years at quite a light level, so banking systems, power companies, oil companies have been targeted. What we will see is a heightened threat level, so probably a lot more direct cyber attacks. I'm not quite sure we should be frightened. I think we should be prepared. So, people should be able to take sort of measures. Companies should take measures, but let's not be intimidated. At the end of the day, it is IT systems. They can cause severe disruption and harassment, but we've kind of got to go back to resilience and the basics of preparedness. And I think by doing that and looking at the lessons of elsewhere, then we'll be fine.
And can you just quickly just give us kind of a rundown of what exactly would a cyber threat look like? Because I have here that Russia has already attacked Ukrainian banks, government contractors, websites, the Kiev Post as well. I mean, could Russia actually perpetrate an attack against those kinds of things here in the UK?
Yeah, I mean, what it would look like is probably a combination of things. So if we look at where it's happened before, Georgia, Ukraine, Estonia, online banking systems down for a number of days, up to a dozen days, oil supplies cut off, and there was an attack on American oil pipelines last year that led to massive price surges and a lack of supply, basically. So, you couldn't get your gas for a few days. Some more sinister stuff around the attacking of email systems in political parties, senior executives, say looking around, getting information to maybe bribe and blackmail or just bring their IT systems down. And then generally sort of the hoovering up of people's individual data from social media. So what that does is that they're sort of able to pass that on to cybercrime gangs, and we get targeted on our credit cards and things pushing forward. It can be quite serious. For example, if IT services were attacked and those IT services underpin hospital services or GP records. And this has happened in America. It's happened, to be frank, it's happened in the UK a few years ago from Russian cyber attacks when they attacked Ukraine, but the spillover came into European and American IT systems. So it is significant. But I would say if people are prepared, it will be more harassment than it would be lethal, I think.
OK, and you're sure that this would be state-sponsored, so it would be something coming from the orders of Putin, would it?
Absolutely, that's the pattern. The Russian cyber offensive takes place in two ways. Firstly, it's state-directed through state agencies working out of different buildings in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and around 15 different Russian cities. That is plausibly deniable, but what is more murky and difficult to establish are the many thousands of subcontractors or cyber mercenaries, or what they call as cyber patriots, that for just over a decade have been working on the government's behalf. It's obvious that it's coming from government direction because it attacks Western infrastructure. It doesn't attack Russian infrastructure or their allied states. The malware attacks English-speaking programs. It's programmed not to attack Russian-speaking programs or Syrian Arabic programs. So therefore, it's not going to sabotage their own troops down in the Middle East. A number of indictments have occurred where people, when they're actually interrogated in France, America, and elsewhere, they have plea bargained. So they've actually admitted what they've done and who's behind it. And then you mix that up with the general intelligence that we've been picking up over the last few years, whether it's technical or whether it's physical and surveillance. Yeah. It's irrefutable that the Kremlin is behind this. Not the Russian people, but the Kremlin.
Yeah, the Kremlin. Well, Richard Bingley, thank you so much, cybersecurity expert there, for talking us through all of that very worrying stuff.